All right. Moving on to our division winners and conference champions make the playoff bets for the NFL futures this year. We each have made two picks for the division winners. My first pick, I'm going with the Cincinnati Bengals plus 165. Have them winning 13 games. It's kind of a no-brainer for me, and it's plus money.
Yeah, they're plus 165. I love that number. They really only have one challenger in the Ravens in that division. I mean, the Steelers are going to be impactful. Browns are going to put in some fight, but I don't see them two really winning the division. So I like that in a two-horse race.
And for the second pick I have a parlay with the Chiefs and the 49ers winning their divisions. I mean, Super Bowl rematch from last year, those two teams. They're both solid. If 49ers can figure out the contracts with Brandon Ayuk and Trent Williams, I would rather they trade Ayuk and keep Trent. But if that falls into place, we know the Chiefs are going to win the division. The Chargers are not going to challenge this early into Harbaugh's tenure. That parlay puts me at plus 118.
This one, I don't know about, man. The Chiefs, they're going to have a challenger in the Chargers with John Harbaugh. And we already know that the Chiefs have had some struggles in the regular season. We already have injuries to Marquise Brown and their wide receiver core. It could be a slow start for the Chiefs, but I wish you luck.
I need to see the Chargers play well before I can trust them. Quentin Johnson doesn't know how to run a route and catch a football. All right, I've been seeing some tape from their practices. I think I could seriously do as well as Quentin Johnson. I'm serious. He looks lost. And then they lost Keenan Allen as well. For real, get him a map. Keenan Allen's gone too. I think they might.
Yeah, the wide receiver core is kind of shaky. It is kind of shaky. They're
Josh Palmer's their best
on
player.
that lad guy that they drafted to really pick up the slack here.
Yeah, and Josh Palmer's your best wide receiver now, right? Is that right?
Yeah, that would be true.
Yep. Okay. Chiefs are winning the division. Who you got for your division winners?
Enough said. For my divisional picks, I have the 49ers. We agree on that. The NFC West goes through them. The Rams, I expect to have a good year, but that's the best roster in football in the 49ers. Brock Purdy serves, is he MVP?
Role player.
He's been looking like MVP, even though we don't think he has the pedigree and whatever. And then you got all the weapons on the outside. I think they probably bring Brandon Ayuk back so late, in the season. But we don't know what's going on there. But I still think you run through the West. The West runs to them.
Yeah, I mean Debo is a freak. You just get the ball into Debo's hands, he'll do whatever you need him to do.
Exactly.
I believe in them as well.
And this one may be controversial, but I'm going to take the Bucks to win the NFC South again. I think that this is a toss-up division yet again, and I think the Bucks do just enough again to win. And at plus 340, I love it.
I am on board with this pick. Definitely. I have one of my next picks was going to be the Bucks to make the playoffs. So
okay, let's go.
Them winning the division automatically puts them in the playoffs.
That's both cash.
I like both those. And now to our conference champions make the playoffs bets. I actually have on the NFC side, instead of picking a conference champion, I picked the 1 seed, the 49ers. The money was better. I think it was plus 300 to win the NFC or versus plus 480 to be the 1 seed. I think they'll do both.
Okay. Yeah, so we got a bit of a contradicting picks here. So for my NFC pick, my first pick was the Lions to win the 1 seed. I think while the 49ers are the best roster in football, the Lions are going to be a very close second. And I like their schedule better with their division. Yeah, at plus 480, I'm going to take the Lions as number 1 seed.
The Lions came very close to making the Super Bowl last year.
Yeah,
very close.
I really like this team going into this year. They're bringing back Sam Laporta, and all them guys. They were basically rookies last year, so
yeah. I think they play in a much harder division though. I like the Bears.
Lions?
I like the Bears this year, and I like the Packers this year. I think the Packers are going to be a dark horse team that like gets in as a wild card into the playoffs. The Bears, I mean, it's Caleb Williams. We've been seeing him play in the preseason, and he's as advertised. He's good.
Yeah, but
He's
it's
got
gonna be a
weapons
regular
too.
season. I think Caleb's gonna be great. I know one's a bigger Caleb fan than me, but I don't think he's gonna be instant like everyone's expecting. And I'm not as high on the Packers. I think they caught a great run towards the end of the season, but before the playoff, we wasn't really thinking of the Packers this way. So I'm taking the Lions to run that division and run the NFC.
I can see it happening definitely. And then I have the Bucks also to make the playoffs on that side in the NFC. It's sitting at plus 152. I like those odds.
Yeah, you know what I feel about the Bucks. I think they're division winners, so get in the
Y-
playoffs. And for my pick, I have the Rams to make the playoffs at minus 106. Sean McVay is not going to stay away from the playoffs for too long. They're bringing back pretty much their same roster, and I think it's a great roster. They just had injuries last year, so I expect the Rams to bounce back, make it as a 6 or 7 seed.
Mm-hmm. Can easily see that happening. Kyron Williams is a beast.
Yeah.
Hopefully he can stay healthy this year. And on the AFC side, AFC champions. I mean, this is the only team that's beaten the Chiefs in the last X years. Bengals at plus 750 AFC champions. That's pretty good value for the only team that's been able to get there other than the Chiefs.
I love the value. I love the value on that play, but I'm going to take the Chiefs at plus 350 to be AFC champions.
That's I can
Whatever I
very
said about the Chiefs in the regular season, the playoffs, they will be ready, and they're most likely going to be in the game to go to the Super Bowl. And I'm going to take the Chiefs over anybody in the AFC Championship game.
there's only one team I wouldn't take the Chiefs over, and you know who that is. But otherwise, Chiefs all day. Chiefs in any Super Bowl, I will take the Chiefs. I don't care. Put my money on Patrick Mahomes. There's nobody else I would rather put my money on when there's one game to win.
I mean, I'm 0-2 against Patrick Mahomes in the Super Bowl, so maybe I should change.
I jumped on the bandwagon with Tom Brady. No more betting against Tom Brady in the Super Bowl is what I told myself after 5. And it worked out.
We'll see. We'll see when the Super Bowl comes.
And then my last to make the playoffs bet, the Jacksonville Jaguars sitting at plus money, plus 118. I mean, you still have Trevor Lawrence on that team. You still have Josh Allen on the other side of the ball. They're a pretty good team.
Plus, I must have missed that one. I love that bet. Great bet because
They're
they
probably
just got
going
to
to
get
win
through
that
the Colts.
division.
If they can sweep the Colts, that's pretty much just puts them in a good setup
Hmm.
to be that 7th seed out of the
They're either going to
NFC.
win the division or get in as a wild card.
Yeah, I like that play.
That,
And for my playoff pick, I have the Steelers plus 160 to make the playoffs. They go over 8.5 wins. That's good enough to get in the playoffs. Russ Cooks. Russ
oh,
Cooks.
stop. He's going to get benched for Justin.
And if he does, Justin Cooks. They went to the playoffs with Mason Rudolph.
I just would. Okay.
Mason Rudolph and Kenny Pickett.
I can't say too much about this. You know how I feel. Steelers are going to be poverty this year, first time under Mike Tomlin.
No. Some things just don't change.
I need it. I need it for my, my mental. I need to see the Steelers suffer a little bit.
Nah, not gonna happen.
That's all your picks, right?
That's all. That wraps them up.
Yep, that's it for our conference champs, division winners to make the playoffs picks. See you shortly for our Super Bowl champion picks and our season leader.